Hello, what's up? Sign XYN and DSIGN. I'm rushing. Full disclaimer, this is a very, ano tayo, gahol na oras kasi I'm recording at 1 a.m. na right now. Alright? And usually, ang upload schedule ko is 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. sa Pinas. So, ibig sabihin, I'm late. Okay, gotta explain myself. Paano ba? Marami lang ganap sa life, okay? So this is gonna be an episode, one of those na mabilis. Quick, short, sweet. Let's say kung sweet, I'm just gonna yap about stuff. Again, ako lang ulit mag-isa this past few weeks. Things have been lifing all around everywhere. Kaya yung ating podcast style is, medyo nagbago. But I appreciate kita ko this past week yung reception for the last episode with Margo. And that was really nice. Thank you guys for supporting, watching, and or listening, Yeah. Nakalimutan ko tanongin ni si Margo about kung para kanina siya bumabangon. That's for the first time nawala sa isip ko yung question na laging inask namin sa guests. I don't know what's happening. So, current state of affairs. So, there we go. I'm just gonna yap about stuff, okay? Kasi full transparency. Ba't nabulol ako? Full transparency yung tayo ngayon. It's gonna be short and sweet. Kailangan ko na mag-line up. It's just like life has been lifing in a good way. This is one of the few times na masasabi ko, in a good way. Life is lifing in a good way. Na medyo nasa-set aside yung podcast. But, I'm here. We're running things along. It's just, lang siya. Kulang na ng oil. Kumbaga, or tender loving care, right? Like, hindi ko na i-spoil yung podcast this past few weeks. Anyway, dami nating segue. Ang dami nating preamble. So, ano bang topic natin for today? Actually, marami akong gusto pag-usapan. Pero may hinihintay kasi ako para maganda yung reveal. Kasi may mga okay na ikwento, pero hindi pa siya deem na kwentowable. Parang gusto ko kasi may proof, may evidence. So for now, ang pinaka-comfort ko na topic is movies. I guess yun ang pinakamadaling topic, hindi time to like talk about shit. So, tinitignan ko yung letterbox. So, I'm just like searching sa mga stuff na napanood ko recently. And I think ang pinaka-relevant sa lahat is yung The Odyssey. There we go. Napanood ko The Odyssey a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago. Right? And sa span ng time na pinanood ko siya, as the time of recording this, it's crazy kasi malapit na siya mag 1 billion wala pang isang buwan. I think nasa 670 million na siya or 700 yung kinita. And hindi pa siya release sa China. So, I'm really happy and proud kay Christopher Nolan as a filmmaker. Kasi medyo naging rough yung few movies niya after. I think The Dark Knight Rises nga. Medyo na yun. And yung Tenet, I didn't really like it. Like aesthetically, like okay siyang action movie pero like it's meh. Meh. And yung plot is like borderline nonsensical. Yung Tenet. And so yung Oppenheimer was really awesome. Again, nakwento ko na to. Like napanood ko siya 3 times sa cinema with different people nakasama ko kasi ganoon siya kaganda. Tapos yun, so yung expectations ko here, hindi naman mataas pero at least parang okay. Like we'll see, let's see where this goes. Yung The Odyssey, yung kanyang interpretation of the myth. And I like it. I really like it. Sa kalaunan, kumbaga like going in full naging honest na ako. I feel like nung napanood ko siya that time, I feel yung first 20 minutes, I wasn't really hooked. Especially sa Cyclops scene, like I think di ba siya spoiler kasi yung parang nasa trailer siya. May scene sa sila sa cave and kailangan nila harapin yung Cyclops. I don't know, I wasn't really hooked sa set piece. At first like parang wow, it's cool. And then it just the scene dragged on para sa akin na parang okay, alis na sila pero no, hindi pa pala. Pwede sila makwento. Parang ganoon, like it took a while and medyo it overstayed its welcome basically yung Cyclops kasi at first medyo nakakatakot siya yung appearance niya. And eventually as the scene went on, parang nasanay ka sa appearance so hindi na siya fearsome na creature. Naging parang obstacle na siya na kailangan lagpasan ng characters, parang ganoon. So nawala yung fear factor ng Cyclops. Para sa akin, first time watching it kasi isang beses ko pa rin naman siya panood. But I guess na-hook na ako nung sa kalaganaang scene with certain character sa island. I don't know. Basta singular character na may ginawa sa group. After that, like parang, okay, now I'm locked in. Parang gano'n. So, ayoko masyadong spoil. I'm just gonna yap about sa experience na like was really it's a slow burn kasi it's almost 3 hours, right? Or 3 hours, 2 minutes and 58 seconds after 57 minutes. Pero, para sa akin, it took me a while to like warm up to the film. Kumbaga, to really be invested. By the time na nandun na tayo sa third act, naman yung boss ko, sa third act when nangyari yung mga reveals, basically, payoff city na, like parang lahat na nung sinet up ng movie, like inano niya na, like, nag full circle na, doon ako like parang, holy shit, like this works. Although thematically, I've been seeing yung mga critiques, mga reviews ng Odyssey. Shoutout sa EFAP. Every frame a pause, like they covered the Odyssey and they didn't really like it. And I understand why, kasi may confusing parts dun sa themes ng film, especially sa gusto niyang i-portray kay Odysseus sa character. Na may ginawa siya sa third act na parang hindi reflective sa naging journey niya sa kabuuan ng movie. Medyo agree ako doon kasi like thinking about it now, like parang ano. Again, I don't want to spoil. Pero may mga ganung critiques na like parang pero nandun pa rin yung parang alam mo yun, like para sa akin, like hindi namatay yung enjoyment ko or nabawasan ng onte. Pero I still really enjoyed watching it. I've been hearing stories about people. Meron akong mga relatives na nanood sa IMAX, and funny story to na nasa gitna daw sila ng cinema, yung one of my relatives. Nasa gitna ng cinema sila, IMAX. So, may scene dun sa gitna ng movie or, by yung second act low point ng movie, basically very chaotic and magulo, messy yung scene. Like, pandami action na nangyayari. And I think nanood sila sa small cinema. So, like, yung IMAX, mas basically, I don't know, hindi yata siya customized or naayos yung settings para mag-adjust dun sa small space. So, talaga nag-boom daw talaga yung sound system to the point na naririnig na nila yung tumatagos na yung boom sa dibdib, sa heart. Like, nararamdaman mo na. So, syempre, IMAX, nasa gitna sila. So, sobrang like talagang boom, 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 boom. Like talagang parang binobombard ng epileptic, parang sinasadya na maging epileptic ka. So, sobrang immersive daw. Sabi ng relative ko, lumabas siya sa cinema and sumuka daw siya. Sinuka daw niya yung popcorn. Pati daw yung katabi niya lumipat. Nawala yung katabi niya for a moment, and then nung nakita niya yung katabi niya, nandun na sa taas, lumipat sa mas higher na seat. So, ang funny. Tapos meron pa daw matanda, na kwento niya na may matanda daw na nakapikit, old couple, na nakapikit nung scene na nangyayari yun kasi palabas yun, nakita niya. Sobrang, kumbaga ang fun nung experience niya kasi talagang yung scene na yun, naging part siya nung scene kasi yung nangyayari doon, like parang ganoon din. Kasi nauga din siya. So, ang funny, parang siya, like a highlight na experience, the Odyssey. So, yun ang memorable, yun ang immersive na cinema experience talaga. Pero yeah, what else? Pero yeah, yun yung parang quick review na sabi ko sa Odyssey. I don't want to delve too deep into it kasi I'm just yapping. And to be honest, I haven't read yung Greek mythology, yung original source material, right? Pero I've been hearing yung mga mas more modern historians or historian critics, I don't know, like mga ganun, na they didn't really like yung modernization o yung modernized take sa The Odyssey. And I understand why, kasi I get it, like may yung Odysseus, as far as I know, Odysseus is portrayed as this heroic figure na like very smart and tactical sa ginawa niya, right? Na thing. Sasabihin ko, ayoko spoil yung The Odyssey, pero like yung story ng The Odyssey is like sobrang tagal na, like parang I'm spoiling the Bible. You know what I mean? Pero like, I don't know, like kasi may ginawa sila dun sa film version na parang medyo they twist a bit, they recontextualize yung mythology. And for some people, they couldn't get past that, right? Kasi like it's an adaptation of the myth or the story, the mythology. So kapag nag-veer away ka, you change the message, like hindi na siya faithful sa adaptation though. So some people take it as a bad thing, na hindi ka faithful sa source material. Pero ako, I'm taking it as a film in and of itself. Kumbaga like parang the adaptation sa akin like okay lang na kahit na hindi ka faithful sa adaptation as long as like you tell within the story itself, within the film itself, it made sense, the rules make sense, parang ganun, or you justify kung bakit nandun yung mga scenes and stuff. So para sa akin, yun yung rule na parang I don't really care if yung adaptation isn't accurate or faithful as long as like the film is good. Kumbaga, it can be a bad adaptation but still a good movie. Yung mga ganun. Right? So, dahil ako hindi ako masyadong immersed or alam yung story, parang mas I can buy into it. I can buy into the film more na hindi ako natatagal ng immersion kasi ay hindi naman to nangyari sa story, parang hindi ako ganun. So, but I understand like parang of course at some point magkakaroon ako ng from a book. Maybe yung Project Hail Mary was an example kasi I read the book first and then I think a couple of months later napanood ko yung movie, So like nagkaroon ako ng point of comparison na parang okay, medyo simplified to kasi sa film, ay kasi sa book like mas na-explore to, or like bakit yung character ganito yung ginagawa sa film, sa book. Okay, I'm sorry. Sa book ako kagaling ko lang sa gala. Okay, literal na like I almost forgot na mag-post today. Yun lang yun, okay? Disclaimer. I almost forgot. Buti na lang nagsiuwian na kami and stuff. May barbecue pa ako. Shoutout kay Z. Hindi niya to maririnig kasi hindi niya to maintindihan kasi Tagalog ako. And siya, English spoken. Pero gusto lang mag-shoutout sa kanya kasi siya nagsiset up ng barbecue. Nalilibre siya. Thank you for grilling the barbecues. Anyway, yun lang. We watched the movie pero like yung first 30 minutes lang kasi nagsiuwi na lahat may pasok. So bad timing niya, nagyaya siya ng Thursday. I feel like kung nagyaya siya ng Friday or Saturday, mas maraming willing magpuyatan. Pero thankful ako na nagsiuwian karamihan kasi like munti ka na akong mag-skip ng episode, mag-skip ng upload schedule. Kailangan ko magtambak, kailangan ko mag-ipon ulit ng episodes. Pero again, yung like life has been like lifing in a way, so like hindi ako makasya nakafocus. Pero anyway, yan, nag-segue tayo sa meta ng Midnight Crisis. Pero yun, like where was I? See, nawala na ako. Anyway, yun, B-movie. Ang waki ng plot ng B-movie, by the way, I realized. Because it's about this bee na, while watching it kanina with them, like parang na-realize ko na, wait a minute, like, kasi it's been so long since napanood ko yung B-movie, like, nung bata, Cartoon Network pa yata, yun, like, pa ako nung elementary. Na-remember ko na like, ang crazy ng plot nung kasi, diba, alam ko na in love siya sa girl. Tapos, knew niya yung world. Right? Kasi like parang na-discover niya yung parang processing ng bees, yung unethical na like bee, or yung honey. So like parang sino niya, did you na-remember ko, sino niya yung lahat ng honey company, tapos nag-stop na, parang yun na yata yun I remember. So, kinuha yung yung honey, tapos finorfeit sa mga bees, tapos naging tamad na yung bees kasi like overstock na sila with honey. Parang yun remember ko, parang ang what a crazy movie. I need to watch it again 30 minutes lang napanood ko, or at least 20 minutes, so I need to watch that again, but pero yeah, Odyssey, there we go. I don't know kung natapos ba yung point ko sa The Odyssey, pero that's it. TLDR, I liked it, but a week and a half later or 2 weeks later, medyo may mga part din na parang maybe dapat in-adjust pa. Kahit na hindi siya faithful to adaptation. As a movie itself, may mga nangyari sa film na like, dapat in-adjust or something. Kasi may mga parts na like, huh? Okay. Parang yun yung reaction ko na, okay. I guess, galing to sa story, sa Odyssey. Yung original source material. Pero like, hindi masyadong na-justify siya sa story itself. Parang pero, I really like yung reveal sa third act. You know what I mean? Kapag napanood nyo yun, yung reveal of the reveal. Na parang nag-reach out si Odysseus. There we go. Yun na yung pinaka spoilery-ish na yun yung scene na like parang napagano'n ako na, okay, Nolan, you're doing the Oppenheimer thing again, parang gano'n. There we go. What else? I feel like gusto ko siya ipunta at least 20 minutes. What else could I yap about? So I'm looking right now sa Letterboxd. What did I watch this past few weeks? I've been on Studio Ghibli binge. By Studio Ghibli binge, I mean yung Spirited Away and yung Howl's Moving Castle pa lang. Kasi nag-shift ako sa Fantastic Mr. Fox. Basically, animated mga films yung like, ang funny nito kasi, nanood ako ng Howl's Moving Castle. So, after The Odyssey, kinabukasan, nanood ako ng Howl's Moving Castle, which I cried, and I feel like, okay, like, huli ko napanood yung Howl's Moving was, again, Cartoon Network pa, may commercials, and hindi ako immersed. Ngayon ko lang siya pinanood na lock in ako and really focus sa story. I think ito yung one of those comfort movies talaga. As in, ang cliche niya, basic bitch ako. Pero, it's just really fucking cozy. Yung Howl's Moving Castle, I really, really, really like yung vibes niya. Sa third act, medyo nag-fall apart siya a bit sa akin. Because of like, may mga introduce silang stuff na like parang, oh, okay, napaganon ako. Pero, yung 85% ng film, like, sobrang near and dear to my heart. As in talagang, it's just a vibe. It's just so cozy, man. Yun yung movie. Tapos after that, nanood ako ng Fantastic Mr. Fox, which I really like din. May scene doon na nagulat ako for an animated na parang for kids, I think, for most of, pero like parang siya, Anderson film, 'di ba? Like Wes Anderson. So, yung style ng humor niya and yung like cinematographer lagi nasa middle gonna like, like parang it's an animated movie pero like may mga adult themes silang tinakal or subtext. And may scene doon na like, I was really surprised. Kasi may line doon na, basta, sinampal yung character and then may sinabi yung girl character doon sa guy character and like, wow, that is like awfully like whiplash siya in a good way kasi hindi ko expect na sasabihin yun ng character. In a film like that, parang ganun. Like I really really like that. But anyway, Fantastic Mr. Fox, I recommend that. So anyway, ang funny kasi Howl's Moving Castle. So the Odyssey, right? Howl's Moving Castle. All right, Fantastic Mr. Fox, why animated pa rin. Then I don't know kung what came over me. Pinanood ko yung The House That Jack Built. The House That Jack Built. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I don't know what shifted sa vibe ko that time kasi plano kong panoorin Spirited Away pero naisip ko, nawalan ako ng gana. Hindi parang pinanood ko yung The House That Jack Built. Ang funny. And then after that, doon ako nag-Spirited Away. So what a whiplash ng moods. Basically, yung House That Jack Built, it's very dark, psychological exploration of a psychopath character. Parang ganun. Tapos tumalon ako sa Spirited Away. Ang funny lang. Yun. Pero Spirited Away, holy fuck, like I bawled my eyes out multiple times. May mga scenes na like I was just in awe. Like Howl's Moving Castle is a vibe, right? Cozy ka. You feel snuggled. You feel nakakumot ka. Ganun yung vibe ko habang pinapanood ko siya. Spirited Away is just fucking beautiful. Like may scene doon na kumakain lang yung character pero umiiyak siya kasi ang bigat nung nangyari sa kanya and tinamaan ako. I don't know why. Like parang I was really immersed din sa story. Like talaga umiyak din ako with her. Kasi like yung syempre pinanood mo kung ano nangyari sa kanya, right? And naawa ka sa kanya and nagets mo yung journey niya. Kasi nung bata ako, I remember Spirited Away, medyo annoyed ako sa main character. Kasi bratty siya or mareklamo, yun yung nakuha kong character sa kanya. But now, no, it makes sense na ganun siya kasi like, mararatel ka rin, di ba? Mawawalan ka din ng sense of like self mo. Literally, nawalan siya ng sense of self. Parang ganun. I don't wanna spoil. Alam ko matagal na tong film na to. Pero, ako napanood ko na siya dati. Pero hindi ako, again, bata. Pinapanood mo lang yung visuals on the screen. Pero like, ngayon nag-focus na ako. As in, mas naintindihan ko yung story. Sobrang heartwarming niya. As in, it's one of those films. Gets ko kung bakit ang daming for people, Spirited Away in top, or Grave of the Fireflies, or Howl's Moving. Like, there's something about sa Studio Ghibli films na yung past work nila. It's just like the creme of the creme. Creme de la creme. Parang gano'n. So, I guess ang plano ko panoorin is like Princess Mononoke. Kailangan ko yun anuhin. Yung mga past catalog sila. Kasi napag ko na yung The Boy and the Heron. It's okay. Nakulangan ako sa emotion. Like, nandun yung parts. Nandun yung elements para mag-work siya, right? Para maging emotionally, like, immersed ako in, like, matter sa character. Pero they didn't go there. Like, parang, yung atake. Like, nakulangan ako. Kung paano nila, yung point A to point B. Basically, yung progression ng scenes and ng character. Like, parang, okay, this is happening now. Parang gano'n. Parang medyo, this is a hot take, I feel like. So, I feel like, kasi napanood ko Spirited Away, Howl's Moving, napanood ko na ulit siya with an adult brain, right? And I feel like yung Grave of the Fireflies, I feel like yun yung film na hindi ko napapanood ever. Isang beses lang. I remember yung nangyari dun sa story. And that's it. Okay na ako dun. Okay na ako dun. Like, if you know, again, if you know, you know. Okay na ako dun. Gets ko na. You know? Pero yung Boy and the Heron, like, I don't know, like, parang, again, hot take to. Parang na-flanderize ng Studio Ghibli yung sarili niya. Alam mo yun, like, parang well-known tayo sa mga wacky, random, quote-unquote, random, like, things happening na medyo doesn't make sense, but it does make sense in a way. And they kind of lean too much into it to the point na I couldn't hold on to things, hold on to like the narrative, parang ganun. Kasi it's relying on the idea na like you're knowing, you're expecting the randomness kasi Studio Ghibli film kami. So like we're gonna be whimsical, we're gonna be like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do stuff na parang doesn't make sense on paper, parang ganun. So doon ako na loss kasi masyado na. May ganun, may right balance yung Spirited Away in Howl's Moving Castle to like get you into their universe, right? May warming up phase. Ito is just like normal phase and then boom! And then tapos na. Parang I feel like hindi, it took too long para i-build up yung whimsical side nung film, and by the time we got there, it's almost wrapping up. Parang ganun. I feel like that. But yung same na atake sa Howl's Moving and Spirited Away na like first 10 minutes pa lang, you know, nandun na agad tayo. Anyway, yun lang. Very lang critic ko. Again, hindi ako masyadong mag-delve deep sa critic kasi like, you know, it's been a while. Pero yeah, I think yun lang yun. What else? Oh, last one. Pinanood ko siya a few days ago. Yung Sliding Doors. Ano siya? It's a romance movie. Hindi siya rom-com. I could say romance film. Yung concept niya is basically, I think di naman to spoiler. So, may girl na fire from her job, and nung pauwi siya sa work, sasakay siya sa subway. So na-miss niya yung subway, na-miss niya yung train. But biglang nag-stop yung time, nag-reverse, and then hindi niya na-miss yung subway. So basically ang story nun is ano yung fate ng character na to if na-miss niya yung subway versus if hindi niya na-miss yung subway. Basically, ano siya, A plot and B plot is the same character, pero ang nag-change lang sa kanila is yung isang character na miss yung train and yung isang character nakahabol sa train. So ano yung trajectory ng life nila, ano yung nag-change when hindi siya na late umuwi, and ano yung nag-change kung late siya umuwi, parang ganun. Ang unique ng concept, ang unique ng atake. I didn't realize na napanood ko na siya. Kasi I remember sa Letterboxd, parang naglalag ako ng film. So after I watch it, syempre ilalaga na yung film, and then pag-click ko, napanood ko na pala before. I'll take that as a bad sign kasi ibig sabihin nun, hindi naman siya forgettable, pero or maybe, you know, like hindi ako na-hook enough para ma-remember yung story. So by the time na pinanood ko siya, ganun yung same impression ko din after I watch it, na parang I feel like maganda yung concept, ang unique. Yung execution could have been a lot better. Parang ganun. Maybe sa actors or sa melodrama ako medyo hindi na-hook, pero I think it deserves a watch pa rin kasi it's an interesting thought experiment sa meta. You know, it makes you think na parang what would have happened if I didn't do this, or if it didn't happen to me, or if it did happen to me na late ako lang sakay ng jeep, or hindi ako gumising, late ako pumasok, or hindi ako nakapasok. Like may mga ganong small changes sa life natin, small things na akala natin that time like nangyari lang to, pero may ripple effect na kasi like may nangyari that day dahil hindi to nangyari, or nangyari to dahil nangyari yun, di parang ganun. So maganda siyang again i-explore sa sarili mo to think about, pero yung film itself, yung execution of that concept, medyo na-stretch too thin para sa akin. Anyway, maganda lang, very vague surface level review na walang details at all kasi ito yung problema sa akin. Ang dami kong gustong i-critique specific details, pero either ayoko maging confident sa critique kasi you know, nakalimutan ko na, or baka hindi maging accurate, or ayoko mang spoil. Kaya nangyayari, wala. Nagsasabi lang ako ng like surface level comments basically. Maybe one day gagawa ako ng in-depth review, and I feel like it's gonna be obsession. I feel like guys, seriously, wala akong Obsession. I feel like, again, I'm not a horror person, pero it's one of those films na shut up agad. It's immediately a classic. Uh, Executed so well. Actors like did their A job. Um, yeah, just one of the best horror movies I've ever watched. So I recommend that. Obsession again. Yeah, yung hype, it deserves the hype. Maybe too much nga yung hype actually. Kasi medyo na overexpose na siya sa online, yung Obsession. But, yeah, I recommend that. I recommend napanoorin niyo yun. What else? Critiques sa Obsession. I guess yung binabasa ko na like parang sa Reddit na mga people na, oh no, sa tingin nyo, like, ganong karami yung magko-cosplay as Nikki. Right? Ayoko i-spoil yung nangyari. Pero basically, iko-cosplay si Nikki. And then ang daming, oh no, masama or something like parang hopefully wala mag-cosplay kay Nikki or kay Bear. Yung characters nila kasi mga ganun. And naisip ko like parang, brah, it's Halloween. Dito sa US, it's Halloween. Who gives a fuck kung magko-cosplay ka ng characters na medyo dubious yung motivations or yung ano nila, yung morality. Like may mga literal demons, may literal evil. Nagko-cosplay Satan, nagko-cosplay as Hitler. Okay, Hitler maybe doon ako medyo kasi may real life ano yun connotations yung Nazi side mga ganun. Pero you know what I mean, like may crossplay. What is happening sa brain ko? Gamer. May nag-cosplay as like the literal embodiment of evil, of bad, of the word evil, bad, Satan, demons. Pero like, bothered sila, magkakosplay lang sila sa, I don't know, like, dun ako like, may nagkakosplay sa Jason, Freddy, yung mga horror icons na may ginagawang really bad stuff. They kill people, right? I don't know, para sa akin, like, parang naging, bakit medyo nag-gatekeep yung horror or yung Halloween? It should be like, may zombies, may vampires, right? Guys, it's just a cosplay, of a horror movie. Kaya kinosplay siya sa Halloween kasi it's a horror movie and it's Halloween. Scary, boo, jump scare, iuga, buga, buga, uga ba? Wala dapat tayong, like, wag yung i-gatekeep yun. Or napapansin ko, like, wala sana mag-cosplay. Parang puro maging Harley Quinn. Like, who gives a fuck, man? It's the trend of the year. And it deserves that trend. It deserves na maging trend siya kasi it's a really well-written, well-directed, very well-edited, well-scripted, lahat na ng na film. And I'm so happy. Yung ganung klaseng caliber for film is like broke through the mainstream, di ba? So yeah, yun lang. Ano lang ako. Napayap about that. Pero I feel like soon, hahanap ako ng person to like talk yung movie na Obsession with. I feel like it needs to be discussed, thoroughly discussed. And para may excuse ako panahon siya ulit. So there we go. So yeah, naging movie critic episode siya kasi I'm rushing. Pupunta ako sa comfort zone, comfort topics, films or Chainsaw Man na I feel like kailangan ko rin yun. Oh, by the way, ewan ko nakita nyo. I got nasabi ko na ba to before? I feel like deja vu. Look at that. Meron na nakuha ko yung Pikachu na yung gray Game Boy pixel art Pikachu plushie na mataba. I really like yung design. And ito, meron na akong Mangle plushie. There we go. Siya yung one of those, si Springtrap, FNAF 3 design, tsaka Mangle, FNAF 2. Yeah, yun naman. Nightmare Mangle, wala pa naman plushie. Or may plushie, pero pangit. Pero, yeah, I really like it. Yung plushie na yan. Napaka-unique nung Mangle plushie. So, yeah. Yun lang. Gusto lang i-flex na meron na akong Mangle plushie. Tsaka kasi nakita ko sa Benesi. Anyway, yun. So, yun yung rule ko. Like, 1 plushie a month. So, kasi kasi dumadami na siya talaga. Medyo puno na siya. Wala na akong space na hulog na yung mga Anyway, yun lang. Consumerism. Hey, let's go. Capitalism. Anyway, that's it. I'm wrapping up na. I'm gonna watch Spider-Man tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow kasi na ngayon. It's the 31st. So, August 1. Yeah, August 1. Pero release na siya sa Pinas na a few days na, di ba? Kasi usually Wednesday ang release sa amin Friday pag bagong movie. every Friday. Ganun. Pero yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. Kasi, you know, it's the start of another trilogy for the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. So, I hope maganda yung foundation. I don't know, like, Far From Home was really bad for me. Like, maganda yung Mysterio, pero yung story was really wacky. And, yeah, yung glasses, yung Eden, bruh. Like, I feel like, it was just a mess na inintroduce siya para sa akin. Like, it was just like, hindi siya, nag-veer na siya away masyado sa Spider-Man DNA-ness. Parang the vibes, right? Of a Spider-Man film. Like, it just went too far off. And yung No Way Home, maganda naman yung characterization na ginawa nila sa past Spider-Man and yung multiverse stuff, you know, but it's the fucking multiverse. Kumbaga, I don't know, like, I really like kasi, I think yun yung favorite Spider-Man film ko, yung Spider-Man Homecoming, right? And after ng Homecoming, yung 2 sequels niya, kumbaga parang lumayo tayo dun sa vibe na yun. Nag-iba tayong bansa sa Far From Home. And then nag-multiverse stuff, multiple Spider-Man from different like movies tayo. Like parang, I don't know, lumayo siya dun sa like street level groundedness nung vibes na nakuha ko sa Homecoming, right? Mga small scale, small stakes. Yan, na-miss ko yun. So hopefully yung Brand New Day brings that back, but I doubt it. You know, I doubt it. Yung Marvel ngayon is, but kita nyo naman yung Doomsday. I don't know, guys. Like, they're getting desperate. No, hindi getting, they're desperate now. Like, pinalik nila lahat ng mga dapat wala na ngayon. Si Chris Evans and si RDJ. Like, what are we doing, bruh? And yung, may comment si Kevin Feige about it, na sinabi niya na, well, actually, hindi naman talaga na-set up yung Thanos. You know, like, parang yung Doomsday, like, you know, like, yung Doomsday is, like, parang ganun din naman si Thanos na hindi siya sa, bruh, na-set up mo from the first Thor movie, from the first time na introduce mo yung Tesseract. And then slowly, from the Guardians and stuff, like, I don't wanna argue this, but yung point is like, halata nag-pivot sila kasi dapat si Kang yung bida, the big bad guy. Right? Si Kang. Pero like, dahil sa controversy ng actor, come on, like, that's just, anyway, ayaw mag-rant. Anyway, that's it. Medyo nerdy shit na. Pero I'm gonna wrap up na kasi anong oras na. And kailangan ko na maligo and edit this. Pero I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed. Even though Russians and shit. Like, I love talking about films. So, hopefully, naging interested kayo enough sa mga things na like, sinabi ko to like, implore you to watch or rewatch yung Spirited Away again, yung Howl's Moving Castle, Mr. Fox, The Odyssey, of course. And to some extent, Sliding Doors, right? But yeah, Palm Springs, yun recommend ko. And Game Night, okay? Yun ang pinaka-recommended ko, by the way. Game Night, Palm Springs. Game Night, Palm Springs. Ulitin nyo yan 3 times. Game Night, Palm Springs. Game Night, Palm Springs. Game Night, Palm Springs. Okay, anyway, wrapping up. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And next week is gonna be another week na naman. Let's see kung ano mangyari there. Kung ano mga keme-keme kwento ko. Hindi ko introduce sa sarili ko. SO, XYN, and DSIGN. There we go. I forgot. See, I'm rushing. I'm just magsalita ngayon. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, thank you guys. See you again next week. Bye. Boom.